Played a crucial part in the war, of course, because they were underpinning the Allied advance all the time. They were helping Allied prisoners of war to escape and all that sort of thing. It was very dangerous. If they got caught, of course, they were shot, possibly tortured and shot. They had very little to subside on. You know, their food, everything, they lived in the hills. And people, the Allied side, were trying to get weapons to them. I don't know quite how that was done. Of course, I don't know, I wasn't a partisan. But they were an amazingly brave band of people. You see, Italy wasn't all pro-Allies. A lot of people supported Mussolini's fascist rule. You know, they liked it. They were pro the other side, as it were. So, no, they weren't all being helped. They weren't. So the partisans weren't all being helped by the local people, but some of them did, at great risk to themselves. I think ordinary Italians during that whole wartime period, they're having a very difficult time. Food was short, and there are the two teenagers in this book, Paolo and Costanza. I remember very well I was a teenager in Britain, but I do remember very well what it was like being 15, 16, never being able to buy a new dress, never having nice clothes, never having nylon stockings, you know, and always having to realise that the adults around you were very up against it. So the ordinary teenage rebellions, you felt wasn't quite fair because they were having such a tough time. So I think it was a very difficult time to be a teenager. Well, when is it ever not? But in a special way. I did a lot of background reading for this book. I read, of course, Iris Arrigo, who was a very brave lady who hid. She had a house she was near Siena, actually, where she hid prisoners of war and anybody who was on the run, orphans. She was an amazing woman. Her book's very interesting, and of course, there's a lot of literature about the war in Italy. And photographs, I've got a lot of photographs of tanks, and they're all on the website. Wonderful. Jack Owen, my grandson, did some marvellous research on all the weaponry, tanks and guns and things, airplanes, and the partisans themselves. There are pictures of them. I wouldn't like to be on the end of this chap here. He's very angry, capturing a fascist. And the heroic partisan up in the hills with his gun, bearded, of course. So I did a lot of very interesting research, and it's plenty out there to look at.